Hey guys, and welcome back to the second video that's been recorded today. That's why I look the same and I'm dressed quite well. So today's video is reviewing something I got for my birthday. Now my birthday was about 2-3 weeks ago now, but I've only just kind of gotten the time to review this. Now it's something that I've never had before, and it's something when I considered it, I kind of was like, yeah, I actually really do want that in my collection. Now, this has been made by the wonderful James Sutton. My girlfriend's good friends with him, and obviously I've seen some of his stuff online before. She bought me a sonic screwdriver. Now, not just any ordinary sonic screwdriver. This is John Pertwee's. Now, this isn't what she bought me. This is the character options version, as you can tell, because it's got the lights and sound, and it's a bit plasticky, but I love them. So this is what I'm comparing it. This is what I'm comparing the other screwdriver to. And the other screwdriver isn't a doctor's screwdriver, it is a Romana's screwdriver. Now the reason I brought the screwdriver over for a comparison is most people have these. If you're a fan of Doctor Who, you'll have collected these. You can get them at B&M, you can get them on eBay, you can get them on Amazon. They're cheap as chips, these. This, however, isn't cheap as chips. This is the size comparison. As you can see, it is tiny. It is so thin, but it is still quite heavy. It's actually heavier than this one, but that's because that's plastic, and this is obviously metal that's been cut. So you'll get a better look at it over there. It's probably quite hard to see on the camera, I'm not entirely sure. But it's basically metal with little ridges dug in, then some black paint, some black holes, and then some electrical tape wrapped around accurately, very much like in the TV show. So if this all comes off, then it's easy enough to replace. So it's thin, it's spindly, it fits into the hand quite nicely. There are no sound effects on it. Come on, man, I'm sure you could have fit a soundboard in that. Okay, I couldn't even make that joke. Couldn't even say that with a straight face, to be fair. There's a hole on the bottom. I'm not quite sure why. I'm not quite sure why the prop had a hole in the bottom, but it's quite fun. So this only appeared in one episode as Romana's screwdriver. It was in the Horns of Nimon, or the Horns of Nimon, however you wish to pronounce it. It's durable. That's fine. He doesn't need to know I threw it on the floor. So this is the Romana screwdriver. I'm going to take it over to the review station to give you guys a closer look, and then we're going to come back here to do a round off, I guess. And welcome to the review station. Yes, it is blurry, but that is because this is in focus, or there or thereabouts. I'm doing this totally professionally by manually focusing this. Oh, that didn't work. I've got to zoom in. So this is the Romana sonic screwdriver that you saw me holding, or that you hopefully saw me holding, and it is lovely, especially when you get up and close to that. As you can see, it is just metal, and then a couple of ridges have obviously been thingied into it, cut into it to make this lovely kind of black pattern. There's all these little holes that are drilled into it, and then there's the electrical tape. So it's quite nice. It's quite the electrical. See, it's really nicely made. And then the electrical tape gives it a very kind of thrown together, custom look to it kind of thing. Not saying that it looks like it was custom made. What I'm saying is it looks like Romana's built it, and then obviously kind of like this is where she's linked the screwdriver together, because she's got to seal it together because she's only got like a certain amount of things to deal with. So this is the tip of the screwdriver, so I'm assuming this is kind of like the same as the bullet that the Doctor has. As you can see, the tip has some yellow around it, which maybe if this was done nowadays, that would have been a light of some sort. And it's got some nice green, it's got some really nice black rings going all the way down, a nice little gathering of rings here, very much like a Dalek eye stalk, and then come across. There are some holes here as the emitter goes from being quite thick, and then it's slotting into the handle to being quite well, it goes from going quite thin to being quite thick, sorry. And then you've got some nice holes there, as you can see. Then we get the emitter bit, which is probably the piece where you hold it and then kind of would pull it down or press it, if you will. And then we get some more holes and some more lines, and then some blue and then that's it. And then the hole on the bottom. So that really is your lot. That is the screwdriver. There isn't much to it, but at the same time there's so much kind of going on, but also at the same time there's not that much going on. So I kind of would assume that would be the handle, if you will, and that's kind of where your fingers grip. So the electrical tape gives you a good kind of grip on this, so it's quite nice. Now this lives up there with my 8th Doctor Big Chief Studios figure and my 9th Doctor Big Chief Studios figure, so it's pride and place in the collection, and I actually can't stop looking at it. I love it. I really do love it. I don't think it stands on its own because the bottom is rounded off, or rounded off to a point, and then the rest of it's kind of just a bit thingy. But yeah, no, I love this little this little screwdriver. So yeah, back to the sofa for final thoughts. Oh, and we're back. So the review station is basically where I keep my figures. But beside that, the screwdriver itself is fantastic. It is lovely. It's thin. I can't really remember how much it cost. I'll find out and then put it in the description. But it has a nice feel to it. It has a nice weight to it. I do like how it is actually electrical tape used and not kind of like raised metal that's then been painted. It is actually screen accurate. I can't believe they wrapped a screwdriver in bloody electrical tape, but then again, why wouldn't they? It was the old days of Doctor Who, where ball wrap was an acceptable alien that could scare kids behind the sofa, so why couldn't electrical tape be used as well? The colours of the electrical tape stand out really nicely. All the little bits and pieces also stand out really nicely, so I'm very proud to have this in my collection. I'm very proud. I'm very happy to class this as my first, well, technically my second prop replica. My first prop replica is a Professor Yana's pocket watch. That's technically my first prop replica, but this is my first, I guess, screwdriver prop replica, if you will, and it's a good one to have. But to start with Romana's, which is so unique because it's not been done in any other media before, it's perfect, and props to James Sutton for giving us such a lovely replica. So that's the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next review video, which will be of something, I don't know, I'll look around my room and find something entertaining. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.